but this is some of the vinyl wrap that I did. This is going to be the color of the car. Big surprise, everyone. And this was my first attempt. You can see how I overstretched it, but this was literally just for practice to get a feel for vinyl wrapping as a whole. I'm actually pretty confident I can get this car done without any major problems. I will be doing the fender flares, and I'll fix up all the body work, you know, like over here I'll fill it with some putty, primer, the works, and over here I'll take care of the rust, use the wire wheel or something, really get rid of all the rust that was there. I covered it with spray paint right now, but getting ready to pull this engine. So I have my basic socket set, an extension, pair of pliers for things like this over here. So I'm going to start by removing the airbox assembly, the whole thing. Like I said, I'm going to be using my pliers over here. Push down, kind of twist and pull. Actually, I might not even have to pull that. Let me see. I will. Okay. So that's all. Then I loosened this over here. This was 8mm. Got my tools over here. So just gonna loosen it. It's loose. That's ready to come out. Then we have right next to the oil cap, there's another little clip. Use this. Pull it back. And remove. Okay. So right here by the MAF, mass airflow sensor, there's another bracket that you have to loosen up, also 8mm. You can pull this off, pull that off, take it off. Now you have your entire intake removed. Now we're gonna be focusing on the airbox side now. Alright, so looks like these are a little bit bigger. 10, or is it still 8? Let me see. I think these are 10mm. Yep. Coming back to the engine. Driver's side, this is the airbox assembly. There's your one bolt. I believe that looks like a 12mm. And another one here. I'm going to try removing those two. And hopefully this entire thing will come up. Oh wait, there's another one down here. I'm just using common sense. I'm not using any manual or anything like that. Probably should, but this is how I'm doing it to show everyone that anyone could do this. You just have to have confidence. I'm going to try to show you guys, like with me in here, I'm going to try to show you with one hand pretty much. I'm filming with one hand, using my tools in the other. I just put on a 12mm socket. Going in here. That's taken out. Then we have another one right here. That's out. And we have one back here by the brake master cylinder. Nice. We're looking around. It doesn't look like there's anything else. Let me see if I can just pull this off. Alright, so this one comes out from there. Now, I don't know how you guys want to organize this stuff, but definitely organize. You think you're gonna remember, but it's very possible, unless you've done this many times, you're gonna forget. So please take this time, get some Ziploc bags, get a little cardboard, diagram or whatever you guys use to organize. Make sure you do that. Can't stress that enough. So here's this one. Let me see. I can put that right there for now. Okay. So much for organization. Take this one off, and this one has a washer, it looks like. Nope, that's the bracket. Okay. Put that up here. Reach in. And I'm gonna remove this one. Okay, now let me go grab myself some Ziploc bags so I'm not a hypocrite. And a marker, so I can label it. Alright, so once you remove those three, this one here is gonna be a 10mm. Now, I don't really have to, going back, I started thinking about it. I don't really have to organize those because I'm not going to be using any of this. My turbo is going to be sitting somewhere here, and I'm going to be using, intercooler piping and stuff like that. So technically, I don't need to do any of that. But for you guys, definitely organize. Coming around on the left side of this mass airflow sensor, there's two bolts. I believe these two have to be removed to pull out the mass airflow sensor. These two bolts are 10mm. Right behind your headlight, there's a bracket over here with a 10mm bolt. I'm going to remove that. This one should already be removed. Now you can lift this up, and now you can take that out. And now the whole airbox assembly should be able to come out. Make sure you put this in a safe spot. Okay. This harness is actually hooked on over here. You're going to want to stick a screwdriver, flat blade, right just like that, and pull this way. Pull left, and then it will just release this. That's it. Now you have this entire airbox assembly. Ugh, that's a lot of weight. This whole airbox assembly out of the way. Look at how clean that engine bay looks. Dirty as hell. Look at how much space is freed up from the engine bay now. Cool thing about filming all this stuff is if you forget, you can always rewind and see what you did, so long as you filmed it, with enough detail. Alright, next I'm just going to start disconnecting, stuff from the harness. Separating the harness from the engine. I have a 96 Miata, so that's a 1.8, and I do have the crank position sensor, so I'm going to remove that. It's at the very front of the engine. There you go, it's disconnected. Now here's my TPS. Disconnected. Some sort of sensor over here. Just go around disconnecting, anything that's connected to the engine. And if you think you're going to forget, make sure you use some tape or some sort of label so you can remember to put it back on. But there's nothing really here, on this engine anyway, that someone could forget possibly, where it goes or whatnot. And this one on the intake, that's disconnected. Alright. Okay. So, one more time. This red one went here. The blue one, it went... Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. The red one, the red dashed line went here. The blue one went to intake. Hot, cold, I guess. And then we have this one over here. I'm just gonna twist and pull. Yep, twist, and then pull. Alright, so we have our EGR disconnected. Now we have all this. And disconnect that. Alright, so after the EGR is disconnected, we got this. Moving to the back of the engine. We have the cam angle sensor. Dun dun dun. There's like barely any space to work with that, but that has to be removed. And then we also have the coil packs to remove. So, this is your O2 sensor. I'm just gonna that's removed. And then we have the cam angle sensor. On 1.6 is I think they're on the other side. So you remove those two. You remove the coil pack. The coil pack harnesses are actually those two right there. And let me see if I can reach in there. Ugh. That's a tight squeeze, guys. I don't know if I could do it one-handed. So after this is removed over here, this main harness, we have one to the left of the coil pack. You're just gonna, I think, push down over here and pull up. It's gotta come out. Alright, so with a little bit of finesse that comes out. And then you're gonna want to remove your O2 sensor over here. Disconnect that, disconnect the cam angle sensor. And then I just showed you guys where the coil pack harness is. So you're just gonna, this is tiring. Alright, you're just gonna push this in. Listen guys, I have baby hands. I don't know how anyone with normal sized hands could do this. You guys have my sympathy. Alright, got one out. Got the other one off. So now that's removed. Now here's something I kind of already replaced these coil packs before. And the third bolt, that's at the back. I'll show you when I remove everything. But the third bolt, I only made the bolt hand tight. So I'm just going to remove that real quick. Oh yeah, it's still hand tight. And it was still back there. So after 10,000 miles, it's still back there. So that third bolt definitely could be hand tight. There it is. There it is. You're gonna take a wrench. I believe that one was 14. And then there was one back here, I think. Yeah. Alright. And then there's one, if you follow the, what is this one? Number 3 cylinder plug wire or plug, you're gonna see it right here. Right there. And we're gonna remove this one too. I'm gonna actually try to use a 12mm wrench. Put that on there. Ah, super easy. I wish I had a set of gear wrenches. Alright, so that's disconnected. Moving over to the other side. Alright. that one's off. Now you can pull the coil pack. Hopefully, let's disconnect these. Disconnect those. And that's it. Came right out. Came right out. And let me show you the hidden screw, or the hidden bolt back there where I couldn't show you guys. It was actually down here. So it's pressed against the side of the engine. Right here, you gotta unscrew it from the back. I'm gonna wait to remove that cam angle sensor because it looks like it's gonna rain and it kind of exposes the engine to the elements, so I'm just gonna wait. In the meantime, I believe there's a ground somewhere down there. Yep, okay. I'm gonna zip tie all that out of the way eventually. But you can see the ground right over there. I'm gonna be removing that. Looks to be a 10mm. I think I have a 12 on mine. Damn it. Okay, that is removed. I'm gonna put the bolt right back in its place so I don't lose it. There's the AC compressor, so you can remove that that harness and then the one next to it. So there's two, looks like two connectors, and then we're gonna remove the fan connections over there. Ah, shit. I'll be right back. Let me remove these two. I can't do it one-handed. Yeah, so guys, use a screwdriver because I got it out. Remove the fan switch over here. No, relatively painless. Here's, that was the AC fan. Here's the cooling fan over here. There's the cooling fan harness. That's done. With these relays, cooling and AC, I believe. You don't have to remove this, but I'm thinking it's going to be easier for me to remove this bracket. Alright, here we go. Just push this here. Remove this switch. go. It's out of there. I don't know why I was being so difficult, but there's one. There's this. And what I meant by that was, here you go, the bracket sits like this, and the AC side is closest to the seats or firewall. The longer harness is towards the front of the car, and the shorter one is going to the AC relay. There's this vacuum hose. It goes to the passenger side over here. It has this insulation on it. Routes underneath this wire. Okay, so that's out of the way. That's going to need to be removed. This one goes where the airbox used to be. It's over there. Okay, the throttle cable, here we go. So now you can push this down, the blade, and then kind of jiggle this cable out of here. I'm just going to use this small screwdriver to help me out a little bit, even though shouldn't need it, but it's like stuck at this weird spot. There you go. So throttle cable's out. Fuel injector cables can come out. If I remember correctly. Nice. Okay, they're all out. Okay, I have this ground over here. Normally, I think it was somewhere back here, but I actually routed it to this valve cover bolt, so it's easier for me to access. And at the time, I thought this was like a better grounding point. So there is a ground hooked up to the same harness as your fuel injectors. Just look for it wherever it is. That's out of there. Okay. Coolant sensor is all the way in the back here by the cam angle sensor. So that can be disconnected. It can be, but will it? Will I be able to do it? Yeah, probably with the flat blade screwdriver. Yep, came right off. Cool. In case you guys didn't know where that was, it was right behind the cam angle sensor. Right over there. Going back to the throttle cable over here, there's two nuts, one on this side of the throttle cable bracket. We have to loosen them, and then we can pull the throttle cable. You need two 12mm wrenches. Loosen that up.